What? See? Oh, my goodness. Oh,
He's been knocked out.
Basil?
Mr. Fawlty!
Basil?
Mr. Fawlty!
This is a bit awkward, isn't it?
Blame myself.
And that was the incredible, amazing cast of Fawlty Towers, the play.
The world's most chaotic hotel is swapping Torquay for the West End. It's been adapted for the stage by the original Basil, of course, the great John Cleese, who's with us now. John?
Welcome. So good to see you.
It's lovely to be back. I've been on holiday, you see.
Where have you been, darling?
I went to Mallorca, and it was wonderful. So I haven't seen these guys on stage for about 3 weeks.
Oh,
going on Saturday.
Should we bring some of them in?
Yeah.
Let's bring them in. We've got Paul Nicholas, who plays the Major, and Adam Jackson
Hi,
Smith,
Paul.
who plays Basil.
Adam, great.
And you must be James.
Welcome along, guys.
Welcome. And thank you for being here all morning. It's been absolutely lovely. And
Thank you for having us.
Treat.
John,
Hallelujah.
last time we saw you, I think this was about to launch, and you were
that's right.
kind of, not nervous, but
Well, I
excited.
was very worried because the auditions had been so awful. And I was, disappointed with the rehearsal.
Well, you work with the tools you're given.
Somehow we fooled the critics because they're not very good, these days.
That's not true, though, is it? Adam, I'm
You
sure.
didn't say that last time.
This is very different, yeah.
Adam, what's it like? I mean, what an iconic role for an actor to play. It must be wonderful.
It is wonderful. From the very first preview, we've had this incredible reaction from the audiences, people standing up, all four tears. It's been amazing. It's been really lovely seeing a whole audience laughing at something that they might have seen together with their families or their friends, but seeing them laugh with 700
There's something
other
very
people is
special
amazing.
going on, because I think it's the fact that nowadays you don't go to the theatre that often and sit in an audience that is rocking with laughter.
Yeah.
And it's a wonderful experience, because when people leave the theatre, everyone's in a good mood, everyone's friendly and warm, And watching the audience, I was sitting in my little box up there so I could be quiet, watching the audience rocking backwards and forwards. It was a wonderful feeling.
Oh, I bet.
It must be
It's a
incredible.
real pleasure to go in every night because of this reaction that we get. I mean, I've done plays where, you get half-empty, theatres, and this is full and, as he says, rocking, and they laugh and they go out happy, which is what we're there to do.
It must be lovely doing a show like that. And obviously, Paul, it's wonderful to have you back, because you was on this show the very first time with Richard and Judy.
Yes, I had
And
hair
you
then.
you had hair, but you were the first guest they ever had.
Yes. Well, I had a bit of success with a show called Just Good Friends.
I love the way you underplayed that. It was literally the
there I
biggest
am,
show on
look.
television.
It was huge.
He's looking at me and saying, look what happened to him.
That's incredible. Look at you.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. I feel like running up and kissing the screen.
You're still lovely and handsome.
Oh,
You're
my
still
darling,
gorgeous.
thank you.
But Paul, the Major's such a great character, because he's one of those kind of perennials in Fawlty Towers that you always... he's always a scene stealer, isn't he? He comes in and, and played by Ballard Berkeley, who, was... at the time.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and John was just saying quite the heartthrob.
Well, he was a sort of matinee idol in the thing.
I didn't know that, was he?
Yeah. Everyone thought he was, an exciting young man.
Yeah.
And then right at the end of his career, he had this extraordinary triumph, which is just lovely.
Well, I feel very much like him.
How old are you?
27.
Paul is definitely the scene stealer as well.
No.
God, come on, you definitely are.
No.
Well, what a great role for that, though. It's marvellous.
Yeah.
And I'm very interested that... I didn't know this. You researched even the real life inspiration for Basil, Donald Sinclair.
Yeah.
Tell us about Donald.
Absolutely. So
What was
this
that?
is the
I
gentleman,
missed that, I'm
Donald
deaf.
Sinclair, the
The original
man.
guy.
So did you go and meet him?
Was
original...
just
long gone, sadly.
Oh, I didn't know.
long gone.
He'd be about 150 years old, I think.
Really?
Well, it was extraordinary because, I remember still going into the lobby the first time and he was sitting at the desk staring into the distance. And he saw me coming, a guest. So he immediately pretended he was busy, turned his back and started doing things. And I went up and stood at the desk waiting for him to... And he went on as though I was invisible. And then eventually I said... and he said, "Oh, what?"
You didn't care.
And John, was that your... from that moment, did you then go,
No,
OK, I've got it,
Actually,
and
it's a stranger. Sometime later, I opened a health club, and the guy who was going to run it died after 6 weeks. I'm being quite serious. And I had to earn a lot of money quickly to pay people off.
Yeah.
And I did 6 doctors in the house. And one of them I set in the hotel, and Timothy Bateson played the guy who became Basil. And the producer, as an old friend of mine, said, there's a series in that. And I thought, typical TV producer. Of course, he was absolutely right, Humphrey Bartley.
Yeah.
And eventually, about 3 years later, Jimmy Gilbert wanted me to do something because he knew I didn't want to do any more Pythons. And I went back and sat down with Connie, and I said, what are we going to do? And within 20 minutes, we said, let's do something in the hotel.
And did you write it quite quickly off the
So, yeah, we read a pilot quite quickly, and then it was read by the man who was in charge of giving opinions of comedy sketches, shows, sitcoms, and he said this show is full of stereotypical characters and cliched situations, and I cannot see it being anything other than a disaster.
And here we are now. Here we are now with the play. It's doing
But this
so
is
well.
fairly typical of TV executives. You know, they have no idea what they're doing.
Adam, did you feel a bit of a pressure, the fact that John Cleese was going to be looking over your shoulder watching you?
A little bit, absolutely. I mean, I approached it as just like as a normal acting job,
Yeah.
as much as I could. But I think you'd be
You'd be silly not to
an
feel that
awareness,
pressure.
Obviously, yeah, with John in the room. But I mean, John has been incredibly generous all the way through.
Yeah, but I mean, when I saw him, truthfully, in rehearsal, I just thought we are in luck. This guy knows.
You said that last time you were here,
And if I start giving him a note, he finishes what I'm saying. He's already ahead of me.
He's with you.
Yeah.
He's on
Right.
it.
And there's probably more of a pressure from other people's expectation, I think, because obviously everyone remembers John as Basil.
And you see, I think of myself as a writer. I know people don't think of it. If you write, you expect people to play them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? So there was nothing strange about seeing him doing it.
And it's one hell of a role. It's like Hamlet, isn't it, really? It just goes
Well,
on.
how he does 8 a week.
Unbelievable.
But he's young.
He's great. Yeah, he's young.
It's a great
No
physical
more.
role, though, isn't it?
It is. It's incredibly physical, yeah. And I get the pleasure of running around in a cardigan and a shirt.
Pretty nice.
He's a nice fit.
And the vest. Don't
Really,
forget the
really
vest.
toasting.
Hey, where are the others?
Oh, introduce us.
Mincing in.
Introduce us.
Have a seat, darling.
No, I'll mince round the back.
Oh, I love this.
Hello.
Victoria,
I'll come and
darling.
perch next to you.
are you?
There she is.
Thank you so much.
Oh, and hello.
AJ, how are you?
You rascal. You're such a rascal.
I thought he's lost his mind.
What's so incredible is it's been extended to next year, hasn't it?
Yeah.
People,
Yeah.
there's a real appetite for this, isn't there?
No, there hasn't been a show yet where there's been an empty seat. Isn't that extraordinary?
There hasn't been one empty seat.
There hasn't been one empty seat.
And I
I'm
love
told
the
this
fact
by
that
everyone.
it has that
unbelievable.
cross-generational appeal to people.
Yeah.
Well, what's happening at the beginning, I was very happy because all the people in the audience were old. They're all 50, 60-year-olds. Well, I know they like me. But what happened is that 1 or 2 youngsters crept in because the security people missed them. And as a result of that, they started telling their friends, and now we got many more young people in the audience. Right?
You hear
Yeah.
children laughing.
Yes.
So it's
Yeah,
like,
6-year-olds.
9, 10, 6-year-olds.
So cute.
Which is amazing.
That's so lovely, isn't it?
Tickets for John Cleese's Fawlty Towers, the play, are available now. What theatre you want?
The Apollo.
Oh, wonderful.
The Apollo.
Lovely.
Thank you for such a wonderful day, all of you. It's
Thank
been
you.
absolutely
Thank you.
great.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Hi everyone, just wanted to say thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. Now listen, we upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning.